Hello there. So, I am Nikitha Singh J. I am a lecturer working at GTTC Bengaluru, Rajajinagar. So, I am working in Department of Center of Excellence as a lecturer in the Automation Lab. So, this is all about IoT concept, which is not only the Internet of Things. So, we are taking on industrial Internet of Things. So, we are conceptualizing the students not only the Internet of Things like home automation, building automation and office automation projects, but also we are training the students on industrial automation, because in today's generation industrial automation plays a vital role. So, whichever environments where a human being cannot go and work, we can control the machineries remotely through SCADA and we can acquire the data through the cloud. So, that is what is the conceptualization we are teaching here. So, we are offering the courses of IoT over here, which gives you an introduction about IoT concept and its technologies. So, here just a video was initialized. So, you could see the data, every data, what was the energy consumed, how much amount of paint was sprayed on the automobile. So, everything is actually getting analyzed with the Datanos edge and it is reaching cloud. So, what is happening? So, if any accidents happen or if anything happens which is uneven, the data will reach the cloud and we can take a corrective action. So, Datanos is a cloud based IoT platform which is very essential and a worldwide platform which combines the manufacturing product with the process data for data enterprise. So, here it is widely recommended by different industrial analysis to use this particular platform. So, we are particularly using an Altizen platform with Datanos Cloud for the successful connection of the cloud platform over here. So, we do have 4 stages of IoT as I already discussed, which is the hardware, an internet gateway, the edge and the cloud platform. So, usually these 4 are the very basic stages which is actually very much essential for the successful cloud. So, Internet of Things actually starts with a thing, right? So, what is a thing actually? Any entity which connects and transmits the data to the cloud platform is called as a thing. So, for that thing we actually need to put a life to the thing, right? So, we need 3 essential requirements to make a thing alive, means active. So, what is the 3 requirements? Means which it is have to be able to connect, it should be able to sense and also communicate. So, hardwares can be used, Arduino boards, the Raspberry Pi kits, KitKats, all this can be added as a hardware. But then as an industrial Internet of Things, a PLC plays a very important role. So, we are using PLC as our hardware. So, this is a PLC hardware where we are using a Siemens PLC, which is a top brand PLC, to configure the hardware with the software. So, as it is an industrial Internet of Things, we are more concentrating on a PLC based hardware. So, this is a hardware. So, where we are actually connecting our PLC to the gateway and the local host. So, what we do first is we select the PLC, we configure the PLC and we actually connect our software to the hardware configuration. The next thing is to create a program block. So, we require a data block to actually analyze whatever data is happening in the hardware to reach the cloud. And which type of a data type it is, a boolean or an integer or an ascent, whatever the data type is, give the data type and then save it. Okay, and minimize. So, once it is there, we need to give the access to this so that it reaches the cloud. So, optimization should be unblocked and now we are ready to access so that we get a bit and byte address. Okay, so, once we get this address, then the memory allocation will happen to the hardware so that the data block can store the data and that can again retrieve the data to the cloud. So, this is a cloud platform. So, in the cloud platform what we do is we just create a thing template and then we make a connection between edge and cloud. So, once the edge and cloud connection is successful, so whatever is happening in the cloud will reach the edge and through that the local host will be receiving the data from the hardware. So, that is what we are going to do now. So, first create a thing. So, for a thing to be created, we require a thing template. So, first we are going to create a thing template and then we are going to create a thing. So, once we create a thing has to be put an essential ingredient which is connect, sense and communicate. So, when all these 3 connect, communicate and sense is going to be put there, so the thing gets active. So, once the thing gets active and then we are able to communicate our thing with the hardware and hardware to the cloud connection. And once that is done, then the edge and cloud connection is successful. And then we are going to whatever logic we are going to do it in the hardware. So, through that the data will reach the cloud. So, now we are going to connect the edge to the cloud. So edge to cloud connection can be done in this way. So we can go to the cloud services. Okay, there are three main essential keys, which is gateway key, secret key and access key. So once we give this key, we will get an access to the cloud, and the status will be connected to the green like this, and we are already connected and authentication status is success. So once this is success, then the second is the hardware to the edge connection. So how do we do the hardware and the edge connection? As we are using the Profinet adapter settings, so we go to the Profinet adapter setting and we go to the main connection mechanism where we need to actually synchronize our edge to cloud. So once we give the IP configuration of our hardware gets synced with the edge. The second main connection is the read tag connection, because the read tag connection is very much essential to actually cope up with our data block. Whatever is happening in our hardware is getting set it up in the data block. So from the data block to the cloud. So data block setup should be given here like this, and once you have given, apply the settings and now go to the cloud and we can see our thing is active. So once our thing is active, then we can also read the data what is happening on the machinery. So how to read the data what is happening on the machine? Suppose you are not there right away present, okay, so you want to actually monitor of the status of the machinery in the industry, what is happening in the graphical representation or in the form of a Boolean representation or even in the form of an analog aspects. So what you can do is you can just trace up to your cloud, okay, go to the read data option, and here you can check what is happening in the live like this. So this is how we conceptualize our IIoT concept. So for the more in detail, you can join the internships and join hands with our for the practical knowledge. Thank you.